Welcome back, everyone, to the rival esports stream of the Dreamhack Montreal Pro Circuit closed qualifiers. I am Vodable, and joining me in the booth for the last few matches we have is the one, the only Samael. How are you doing today, good sir?
Fabulous. How could I not be doing fabulous? You know, it's a formality. I get why you ask that question,
I know,
but
I
it
always like to see how you're doing.
seems pretty obvious at this point that I'm on this cast right now, about to go into the final two matches that we've got, and they're going to be big ones as well. So I am super excited to be here, Vod, especially alongside you. This is great.
Hearts all around for you, man. It's always great to cast with you, but we have a great matchup about to be underway once we get into that lobby and have all the players ready. Got to give Birds and the Bees a little bit of a rest after that sweep they pulled off against Rogue. A lot of people probably not expecting that to happen, especially since they just recently picked up Ajax for that roster, which makes this next matchup even more spicy because Mist, the one who was on the team, left for Ghost Gaming, who they're going to be facing off against.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The roster shakeups, you see it every offseason. You know, teams are going to position themselves, try to do anything they can to get further along than they did before. And you said it, the swap there with Mist leaving and coming over to Ghost Gaming. So, you know, he's going to have some of those insider tips and some of those things. And mostly he's wanting to beat his former team. You know that he is. That's going to be on his mind. And for Ghost, I know they're trying to solidify themselves moving forward as well, because they've had some roster shakeup in general. And so we'll see if this might be the roster that they move forward with, because Mist right now still technically just kind of in like a fill-in kind of position.
Yeah, Ghost Gaming haven't really been happy with any of their results recently. They've gotten to day 2 a few times for some of these DreamHack events, but that's not enough for them. They didn't even qualify for the World Championship recently in Newark, so they're looking for the last piece of the puzzle to try and fill out that roster and propel them forward, because it's just going to keep getting more and more competitive with the way that the meta is kind of evolving with Rocket League, especially at the RLCS level.
Oh, no doubt about that. I mean, this is a team too for Ghost. They've been up in the RLCS for a while, but haven't been able to get over that hump. They've always kind of beat the teams that they're expected to beat, and then when it comes to facing some of the top teams, they seem to falter. And lately, even some of those teams that were historically under them started to kind of take them down as well. So a roster shakeup definitely expected for them, and I think it'll be good to see how they do moving forward. And on the other side, Birds and the Bees, they are definitely on the up and coming as well, getting up into RLCS, and really a strong showing in this tournament as well. I mean, we just saw that 3-0 sweep, like you said, and that was pretty dominant. I mean, there were times that Rogue had chances, but it was pretty much Birds and the Bees all the way.
And we're hopefully, for Birds of the Beast's sake, going to be seeing that similar performance in this next series between them and Ghost Gaming. Ghost Gaming, they have a lot to prove themselves. Maybe they will have their org pay for their flights out to Dreamhack Montreal, but Birds and the Bees, they don't have an org to represent right now, so they need this victory and need to get the next one after that to get themselves that spot, that quote unquote free trip. You kind of had to work for it throughout this weekend to get there, but they really want that to happen so that they can have even more competition to face off against before the start of the next season of RLCS. And Ghost Gaming, this will be a true test of the new pickup of Mist, at least for this tournament. And if they do well, if they qualify, they might look to have him on for the actual RLCS season. That'll be happening sometime pretty soon, in like the next few months, actually.
Yeah, definitely some implications here with the results that we see in the tournament. And for Birds and the Bees, I think this is kind of their moment to show the potential orgs. It's crazy to me that they don't have an org yet. I mean, the fact that we have RLCS teams that aren't sponsored, this is a chance for Birds and the Bees to show that they definitely belong. If they can take down Ghost and then hopefully maybe secure their spot in Montreal, that will be huge for any potential orgs that are looking at them, to give them a chance to get sponsored, because these players are too good. How are the orgs not getting into this? I just don't know.
I mean, it might just be the way that how Rocket League has been working recently, where it's not a guarantee that if you do pick up a team, they're going to stay in the RLCS. We saw that happen with a bunch of teams this past season. We saw it happen with Mouse Esports. We saw it happen with Splice. Rest in peace to the org, unfortunately. And then we saw it happen with Evil Geniuses as well. When those orgs drop down, they aren't willing to help out the teams there to get them back into the RLCS. They just want to be at that top level, which is kind of why we see franchising happening a lot in like Call of Duty and Overwatch, but that's like a whole nother story there.
Yeah, definitely. Rocket League still on the early stages, I think, of where it's going to be eventually. Still looking for support for some of these orgs. Speaking of support, if you have some thoughts on who you think is going to win this matchup, guys, we got our vote going as always. You can do !BNB for the Birds and the Bees, or you can do !GST for this Ghost team. So definitely let us know who you think is going to win. This is going to be an extremely close matchup. I actually don't know who I would pick here. Don't put me on the spot, Bod.
I'm not going to put you on the spot either, because I'm at the same spot as you are as well, because I have no idea who's going to win. We haven't really seen this matchup when the rosters have changed. This is the first time we are seeing Ajax on Birds and the Bees, and it's going to be great to see their performance there as well against Ghost Gaming, waiting for everyone to join the game. They are doing just that. We're going to get into game 1 of the best of 5. Going to be another great one here on the Rival Esports stream. Illusion, Mist, and Dr. Memory is what he's going by in the lobby, and Hoxer, Roldiz, and Ajax on the other side.
And that's not fair. The intelligence level on average for a doctor. And not only that, he must be a hard worker to go through all that school. We'll see if it pays off.
Great way to start off with a demo for Birds and the Bees. Take out one of the attackers on Ghost Gaming towards the midfield line. Illusion able to send that up towards Mist. Popped into the air for Dr. Memory. Great to call him that, because he is a mechanical mastermind on his team. But Illusion able to hit that almost bar down and in. Missed with the finish, and all the defense just did not know what to do there.
The ball was floating. I thought for sure someone's going to make a touch after Roldiz gets that miss, though it is Mist coming through and just slamming it home. That is not the defense that you would expect from Birds and the Bees, but I'm sure they'll clean that up in a hurry.
Yeah, not a great start for Birds and the Bees in this first game of the best of 5. Still one more after this to play if they want to qualify for Dreamhack Montreal. Not have to buy their own spots there. Ajax off the backboard, past 2 defenders. Roldiz with a follow-up. Miss will get in the way. Evened out 50-50. Hoxer bounce forward. Memory leaving that for Illusion. He takes it almost over top 2. But a good touch by Ajax to flex it away. Hoxer pass 1 all the way to Roldiz in the midfield. Memory. A good setup to Illusion. Followed through by him. Can't really keep up the momentum going forward. So you have to retreat a bit and go for another advance. There's Mist onto the side. Memory, he's going to center it as well. But again, we don't really see any concrete plays coming out from Ghost Gaming after that first goal.
Yeah, they seem to be just waiting back a little bit. Didn't have the third man go in on offense. Instead, they're just trying to maintain possession.
Ooh.
They may think that the one goal is going to do it, but there's another Illusion. Falling from the heavens, eventually gets a block on that. What a dunk.
And that was also a perfect demo by Mist. He was able to take out one of the defenders, so the last one, Hoxer, had to rotate in. He didn't really have much room to work with, and you mentioned it yourself, Illusion falling from the heavens to score that goal for his team. Great one at that for Ghost Gaming. We'll see if they can continue that pressure moving forward. Mist that reception from Illusion. Get beat out by the offensive Birds and the Bees. It's the center. There's Ajax. He puts a shot, but a simple save by Memory on the goal line. Roldiz losing the 50. Now Hoxer. He actually can't get the read at all. Lucky for him. Doesn't need to. There's just demos left and right for both sides of the pitch. Ajax right off one. Illusion and Memory ready and waiting. He does bump one player. There goes Hoxer. He's going to try and deflect it away. Send it down, but can't get the second touch. They have to back off on that advance for now. Missed. All the way up for Roldiz to actually get a good touch. Illusion getting demoed for his efforts. Ajax, he'll take that away from his teammate. Ooh, trying to bait out the defender. Almost worked out well enough. It will go to the corner. A center for Roldiz. There's the finish by Hoxer. Almost sniped again by Roldiz. But that's the first one on the board for Birds and the Bees.
You could feel it coming. The Birds and the Bees had all that pressure for the last minute. All they needed was the finisher, and finally they do get it with Hoxer coming in, just starving the defensive boost and that slow, methodical rotation working out for Birds and the Bees. They are certainly not out of this game yet.
They know they don't need to rush it. They still have A little under half a game left remaining to tie things up. They got the 1 goal. Now they just need another to get into a more optimal position in this game. Great save by Memory. His teammates are there to back him up on the advance. Missed, hits it towards the corner, goes for the second touch, missed it, but there is Memory with a great touch to put it through.
What a redirect. Missed it. All the work on that, but Memory in perfect position to put that over into the upper corner. That was a tough angle, and he's able to make that shot. They get back that 2-goal lead, and that's big for Ghost because Birds and the Beez have been pressuring. Now it's Ghost, and off the kickoff, they're going to cheat up and get another. It's Memory with his 2nd goal.
What a goal as well. And you mentioned it yourself, the cheat up miss actually winning out that 50-50. The perfect spot that ball could have gone, honestly. Usually just bounces away from the midfield line, but Memory was there, ready and waiting to push it on through. 4-1. This is probably the best we've seen Ghost Gaming in quite some time, especially against an RLCS caliber team. Hoxer, he'll take that away. Do have to mention, though, that Ghost Gaming took G2 to game 5 in the upper bracket. So they're looking pretty well so far today. Ooh, a deflection backwards. Luckily, Miss is able to get possession of the ball. Illusion demoing Ajax, buying them some space. Memory, the follow-up. Can't get the second touch, though. Tried the block, but Ajax knew what was happening there. Over top Illusion. 1 defender to beat. Hits it off the wall. There's a setup for Hoxer. He gets it through. 2-4 is now the scoreline.
Love that decision-making from Ajax as he recognized the space that was being given, and he took full advantage of that. Gets the dribble, gets it past both defenders, and Hoxer there with the easy cleanup. Gets the goal. I think Ghosts are playing very passive right now, and even though they've got the 4 goals, even though they've got the lead, Birds and the Beez are starting to wake up. Ghosts cannot continue to play this style or they're going to get scored on.
Especially with 1:30 remaining on the clock, Birds and the Beez have all the time in the world to get 2 more goals. But if Memory is still able to pull off the crazy plays he did before, going to be a tough task for Birds and the Beez to come back. Illusion, the high flyer towards the crossbar, missed. Popping that down, not the best position for the ball to land, but works out for Birds and the Beez. Hoxer and Illusion with more demos. Miss gets one too. It's just a demo-heavy game all around.
Demos just make me giddy. I can't help. I can't keep my composure. Just little giggles come out every time I see them.
Oh, we almost saw a last-minute goal there, but Hoxer was able to get back in the way of that one. Save it from the goal line. Roll Diz. Hoxer and Ajax having to play more reactionary and actually planning for any of the plays we're seeing by Ghost Gaming. Illusion with a great setup. Memories there. Illusion actually blocking in. They could have let that one go in. He got a little bit greedy there.
Oh, man, the accidental save. And that means we're back downfield. Could this be a goal here for Birds and the Beez after that miscue for Ghost? They may not have to pay for it as the time is running low here. But you know that's a situation he probably just wanted that goal.
He wanted the goal. He was hungry for it. They wanted to close out this first game. Looks like they're going to be able to do that regardless. 10 seconds left. 2 goals needing to be scored, and the possession in the hands of Memory himself. Baits out one, over top another. That's going to do it for game 1 of the best of 5 in this series. Very stellar performance by Ghost Gaming. A chance for a final goal maybe just to go home with, but it's not going to be it. Ghost Gaming able to get the victory there, and what a way to start off this series.
Yeah, they did a good job. They took advantage of an early goal that gave them good position, and then some real fortunate scoring, opportunistic scoring for Ghost, as they didn't have a ton of chances, it felt like, but then they've got 12 shots on the board and 4 goals, so clearly did a great job of making do of those chances when they had them. But I do think Birds and the Beez are definitely still in this series. Ghosts are going to have to play a little bit faster and not give Birds and the Beez so much of the field, I think, moving forward, because they're just too good on the other side. You saw them start to wake up a little bit and take advantage of that, and I do believe that Birds and the Beez are going to come out even stronger in this second game. So we'll see if they get that lead, if that can make a difference for them, obviously, with Ghosts getting that early lead and staying with it.
And we saw Birds and the Beez have 7 shots themselves, so they were putting in the work on offense as well. You mentioned it, that they should not give up any room to Birds and the Beez if you're Ghost, because they need to just shut down any of the pressure that they're able to put on. Because if Birds and the Beez do get that lead early in this next game, they're going to be able to run with it just like they did against Rogue in the previous series, getting that 3-0 sweep against them. But now they are down by 1 in the best of 5 going into game 2. Birds of the Bees looking to tie things up here and move forward into the remainder of the series. They still have a lot of work to put in to take down Ghost Gaming and continue to move on their path forward to Dreamhack Montreal. But Ghost Gaming, they're not ready to put the controllers away just yet. They want to take the victory and move on themselves. Hoxer into the air right off the bat, trying to get that pass miss, but he had the read all the way from home base. Memory into the corner himself. A great pop up there, but a little bit too far for anyone to get a touch on that for his team. Missed. Keeps us in the midfield. Gets it past one, but bumped away. Memory off the backboard with a follow-up. Drops it down. Hoxer's in position, though. Driving backwards on the pitch. And it works out for him. He doesn't have to worry too much on the pressure there, but they can't afford to give as much room to Ghost as they did in the previous game, like we saw with all the shots they put on in that one.
Yeah, biggest thing is just keeping them off the board. If they can keep this score line low, they will definitely be in this game. I expect that Birds and the Bees will get a couple of scores at least. Maybe one here as Hoxer goes up over the top. Memory gets a block on it and a double come through. Will Hoxer or Ajax get there? No. Neither able to make the play, but you see Ghost still out of position. Birds and the Bees pressuring here.
Almost a chance there for Roldiz, but he just was not able to react fast enough to get in position. Ajax clearing it all the way to Illusion. They'll send it across to Mist. Good touch by him. Roldiz and Ajax baited out for that one. Roldiz still able to recover, though. Great aerial maneuvering by him. Missed. Over to Hoxer, who intercepts that. Ajax not fast enough and not enough boost to work with. Get possession back in the favor of Birds and the Bees. Roldiz right to the clutches of Dr. Memory. Hoxer, he's going to have to center that one towards midfield. Missed. Almost past him, but will get denied at the line. Roldiz, to continue to try and push this away from their own end. But as soon as we're seeing Birds of the Bees have possession, they're just sending it towards the defense of Ghost Gaming. There is a chance there for Roldiz. Maybe I spoke too soon, but it just keeps getting sent back to the Birds and the Bees side or midfield line. Ajax has a chance here. Needs Oxo to go through, but it's not going to be it just yet.
I think the defense of Ghost and the style that they're playing is a big reason for that. You're seeing them wait back a ton. They've often got 2 men back waiting for these returns from Birds and the Bees, and that's allowing them to keep these chances away. They're really stopping Birds and the Bees from getting set up at all, but they're sacrificing their own offense for it. We kind of have a stalemate right now.
Best of 5 series compared to the best of 3 we saw yesterday. You can kind of afford to take your time when you're up, especially after that first game victory that we saw from Ghost. They are confident, but they can't remain too confident there. Roldiz gets the touch. The second one there right off the post and then in.
Good play by Roldiz. Just again, patience and too much patience from Ghost. You saw no one challenging Roldiz. Who would have thought he would get another touch on that ball after it lofted through the air, but no one was there for Ghost, so of course he's going to take it forward and make a play out of it. I think Ghost are being too passive right now. Have to step it up. They should be thankful, I think, that they got that game 1 victory, because this, in my mind, has looked like Birds and the Bees series.
Now Memory takes it off the ceiling, but can't maintain control of the ball enough to put any pressure on the net. Missed. Having to deflect that away. Miss on both sides. Memory will gladly take up the mantle, pass it off to Mist. There's a great redirect. No, an own goal, and that'll be one for Mist.
It says Mist on the scoreboard, but of course, we know a little bit better. That ball did go off the back corner, so it was not on, but it's Hoxer gets through and accidentally knocks that in. Ghost will take it, though. You know they will take just about anything they can to get this game tied up. They get it there, and we have a whole nother game. Now pressure here is Roldiz up off that back. He's got the ball through and just off the mark as it bounces off the corner, but more pressure here coming for Birds and Bees.
Oh, so close for them to get that goal and back into the lead right after we saw the unfortunate events that just happened. Now there's a chance for Ghost Gaming to break out their side, put the pressure back on the Birds and the Bees defense. Ajax, solid pinch, can't maintain possession long enough. Hoxer, not really much he can do with that bounce. So it worked in the favor of Memory. Now he's going to take it forward. A great touch by him. Miss is forced to go up towards the backboard to prevent any follow through by offense. But Roldiz, he gets stopped by Memory again, who's been a mastermind on defense so far in this series. Double commit on offense by Ghost. They are desperate for the goal here. Not going to get it just yet. There is a chance, but the reception does not come through as the offense is still mounting. Might be a chance for counterattack here. Missed an illusion. They both send that one towards Roldiz. So much power behind it that he can't get it blocked on the midfield line. Good demo by Illusion. The first one we've actually seen in the second game after how demo heavy the first one was. That might be the difference maker for Ghost Gaming. If they get those demos in this one, might be able to open up enough space against Birds of the Bees to get the lead. We see some pressure. Not going to go to anything, and we'll just be reset as Hoxer has to get the save here.
Very interesting style. Just been watching Mist, and he's playing so defensively. He's been the third man back on defense almost always. Seems like Ghosts are comfortable playing defensively, and they think that they're going to get the goals when the opportunities afford them. See if they play any different in overtime.
That could have been an opportunity there. We saw the pass out, but unfortunately it hit the ground. There was an open net as well, but luckily enough for Ghosts, they have some room to work with now in overtime. Almost saw a demo in the net, would have opened up some space. Roldiz sending that one over towards Hoxer, but Illusion winning that 50-50, almost going all the way into the net. Very unfortunate if that went through for Birds of the Bees. They don't want to be down by 2 thanks to that kind of situation. Memory have to back off on this play. Illusion over to Mist. He's going to wait patiently. Roldiz timed his attack properly. Did not time picking up the boosted at all. Ajax and Hawks are barely able to get that off the crossbar as well.
That save was massive. There was a goal. All over that was missed, and through that, they get that save. That was just a big save. No pressure coming. Oh, man. Birds of the Bees hanging on right now, but the pressure from Ghost really mounting, and we're seeing Mist get into the play. That is exactly what they need.
Gross is what you got to call those saves that we've seen so far from Birds of the Bees, barely able to get in the way. I like to call them hero saves because they have to throw everything at it just to get a piece of it to knock it aside. There's a demo from Miss, might be enough for them to put the shot on, but blocked by Roldiz. Illusion having to give this one up to Miss. A miscommunication there, though. Miss is able to take it forward, try to go for a flip reset. Not enough power behind it. No boost in the tank. Have to back off on this, but the pressure is still continuing. Memory not in position, though, to get that touch, which could have been the final one needed for this game. Roldiz over to Hoxer. He'll take it off the wall. They're not pushing too hard. Illusion, he'll hit it away. Maybe a double commit on defense will lead to something for Birds of the Bees, but even then, we're seeing those two members on Ghost Gaming on defense. They're always in position to stop any of the advances that we're seeing for Birds and the Bees.
And they're playing much better as a team now as well. We're seeing Mist get himself involved in the play. There were several minutes that he was just waiting back, but now he is getting himself forward, trusting his teammates, and that is making a huge difference here for Ghost, as Birds and the Bees have gotten almost nothing going in this overtime.
Ooh, Memory able to take that away and pass it another one. Gonna just try his best to follow through with it, but Ajax just able to deny access to the ball for 2 players on Ghost. Memory, simple save from him. Still good to continue that pressure for Birds and the Bees. There's Oxer. He might be able to push this through. Roldiz does it instead. He saw the opportune moment to strike and did just that.
The defense collapsing there for Ghost. Leaves the door open for Birds and the Bees, and Roldiz able to come right through. Gets that goal. You know Ghost will go back and look at that sequence and wonder what went wrong in the corner, as all 3 players were having some real trouble there. That is tough for Ghost after they played so well in overtime to give it up like that.
It really could have gone either way, especially with the crazy saves we saw happen in the favor of Birds of the Bees. It could have easily been Ghost taking the victory in the first minute of play in overtime, but instead, Birds of the Bees able to push on through, tie up the series 1-1. Still a best of 5, lots of time and games remaining for either team to take the victory and move on to those lower finals that we'll see if they can make it all the way into Dreamhack Montreal, or someone that has been participating on the Rocket League Central stream on the other side might be able to take one of these teams down. But a great performance by Birds the Bees. They were able to hold out. We saw a lot more aggression from them, but still we didn't see too much. I wouldn't say passing plays, but we just saw them doing a little bit of the same we saw from the first game. They were putting all the shots towards net, doing some follow-ups, but weren't really changing the strategy too much.
Well, I think honestly for them, they've been having to figure out exactly what Ghost are doing, because we've seen Ghost play a little bit differently. They were playing very passive, and then all of a sudden here comes Mist. He starts to really get himself in the play. Now, ironically, Birds and the Bees end up taking that game, but I think this game 3 actually will be the first time we see both of these teams kind of play exactly how they want to play. They've had 2 games to get acclimated to each other's styles, and I think we're going to really see some speedy play here in game number 3.
It's also interesting to note, because Mist was a part of Birds of the Bees, he kind of knows how this team plays. So maybe he's being more passive in that last game because he wants to try and predict what his former teammates would be doing in these kind of situations. It didn't work out well enough there, so now they're going to have to play, as you mentioned it, at their best, their full capacity. We saw it in the first game from Ghost. Second game, we saw parts of it for Birds of the Bees, but we need more from both teams to try and take the win here and win this best of 5 series. Rolled is. They're able to take that away off the ceiling all over to Hoxer. Almost a pass back. Would have been beautiful, but he was not laying on the boost thick enough. Lucian trying to bait out one. Didn't even need to. He knew he had full room to work with on the shot there.
And that was a tough spot for Roldiz. Roldiz was coming back and thought he needed to get back and make a play at midfield, so he wasted almost all of his boost to get there, and then his teammate actually slipped through, so he's the last man back. He's the defender, and he's only got a little bit over 10 boosts. That was a tough spot. That's going to be a real hard save to make when you're sitting at like 10 or 15 boosts. Good job there, and we might see another ball coming through for Ghost, and they continue this offensive pressure.
They know they don't even need to be super aggressive. They're just taking their time, trying to let Birds of the Bees outplay themselves. Hoxer, he's not able to get that away from Lucian. Good touch by Ajax, though. Rolled is not speedy enough to the ball. Memory getting beat out by Ajax. Missed. It's been a key factor to the success of Ghost Gaming so far in this series. He's going to have to back off and go on the defensive again. Lost that 50-50 was Memory. Mist can't get a great touch, but it does go away for the goal line. Ajax losing to Memory. Hoxer, he'll try and follow up. Very difficult to read that bounce off the wall. Lucian past midfield. Ajax right back to Hoxer. Not the greatest of touches there, but they are able to set each other up again. But Hoxer, not another good touch from him either, as they're going to have to give it up to Ghost Gaming on defense.
I'm really surprised that both teams are not trying to get all 3 players in on offense. Even when they have some pressure, it seems like they're playing very safe. We're seeing both teams just keep that 3rd man back and try to play more of a contained style than just flat out offense. I think the door's open for either of these teams to just start pushing.
Hoxer, Ajax, and Roldiz might be able to do that, but they don't really have too much boost to work with. Desperately waiting for that center boost to spawn, but it's not going to pay off at all for them. How much resources to work with on offense. They aren't wanting to overcommit at all, especially after what happened for that first goal. Lucian able to take this forward. Mist is just trying desperately to take down Hoxer, but he knew he couldn't get him on the wall. Gets past one. Misses in position. Blocks it, and is not able to stop the advance. Ajax with a touch, but not enough power again from the shots from Ajax.
Good setup, though, and it's leading to this chance and this pressure. This is now Birds and the Bees. They're set up, and Ghost definitely need to clear. Somebody's got to get in on this ball. There you see Ajax comes through, keeps the pressure going. This is big for Birds and the Bees. They just need a shot.
We've seen so much more pressure on offense from Birds of the Bees in this game compared to the others, even with how passive we saw Ghost Gaming be in the last one. Oh, that was almost one. They were able to sneak it underneath the crossbar. We've seen so many shots. Well, actually, it's even in shots for both sides for a piece. But it seems like Birds of the Bees have had a lot more time on the orange half. As Ajax gets past one. Memory evens out that 50. Hoxer not able to get too good of a piece of that ball. Memory able to take it through. Now there's a chance for Ghost to strike off the corner. Down and away towards Memory. Good cross, but Roldiz denying any access to the box Birds the Bees. Ajax go with a follow-up here, gets a block, but no one has been in the midfield in the center position to try and get these rebounds for Birds the Bees at all this game.
Yeah, Roldiz was just a little bit too far forward. You had seen where Hoxer had gotten demoed, and so Roldiz, the only man forward and just not able to be in that, he didn't have that angle to get that shot on, but I still like what they're doing. They have had all this pressure in the last little bit. Have Birds and the Bees, they have done everything but score a goal, and Ghost continue to just hang on to this 1-goal lead.
Might be 2 goals there as Memory finds a crack in the defenses. There's a great touch by Aleutian to set it up. Roldiz and Ajax colliding. Should have given it up to Ajax. You never want to clear in front of your net, but we see it happen there. And unfortunately for Birds of the Bees, it will be Ghost going up by 2 with only 39 seconds left.
Players just too good at this level to have double commits. Often will lead to a goal against. We saw that there for Birds of the Bees. Is now Ghost in a great position. They can just hang on here. They will regain their series lead, and they have the ball down in Birds and the Bees, and this is exactly where they want to be entering the last 20 seconds.
Memory getting launched aside as the ball is still looming towards the box of Birds and the Bees. Hoxer able to get it past, but can't hold on to it to save the lives of Birds and the Bees in this game. 6 seconds left. Need a goal, but it's going to be a goal in the favor of Ghost. Out of position again. Missed getting this one. A demo from Memory. That's about all she wrote in this game, unless we see a kickoff goal. Great way to come back and get the lead again in the series for Ghost.
Yeah, good response from them. They didn't switch it up a ton, which I think is interesting to me. They are still sticking with this methodical defensive style, but it continues to work as they keep Birds and the Bees completely off of the board. If you can shut out the team on the other side, well, you know you're going to win that matchup eventually, even if you only get 1 goal. So they have done a good job there.
Ooh.
Ajax flicks one in, a pretty play from him, but obviously not going to matter as this one's going to end 3-1.
Yeah, too little too late, but he does beat out all 3 members of Ghost, so that's going to help him at least confidence-wise going into the next game, depending on how much that really matters in the scheme of things. But missed Aleutian and Memory taking the win there. 2-1. Only need 1 more game to move on to the later stages of the bracket, which would be the loser or the lower semifinal, which is the last match that they would play if they win that. We still are waiting to see what happens on the other side of the lower bracket. Space Station waiting on the victor of Tequila at RBG Esports. Still a lot of great work being put in by these teams to try and get to that final series. They need to win another best of 5. Gonna be great to see that, but we still need to see what happens in this one.
Yeah, and we'll check and see. We might end up getting a server replacement here, as looks like Mist has had some real trouble with his ping, but nope, he's saying he thinks he's good to go, so we will keep this rolling. But either way, we'll make sure we get these players in a good position. I really like the way that Ghost are playing, but I'm looking for more from Birds and the Bees. I do still think that Ghost are giving Birds and the Bees some space. Birds and the Bees are almost playing the exact same style as Ghost, and I almost wonder if they can just speed it up. Just get going as fast as they possibly can and start to really force Ghost to play fast as well, because they're not forcing them to play fast, and Ghosts are just kind of waiting back and doing their thing.
Ghosts doing their thing, playing their game. Helps to have a former member of the roster that you're facing off against on your team so that you are able to communicate with that player on how the mindset of Birds of the Bees might be in these kind of situations, but we'll have to see if they continue that. Missed already, striking true. First goal in 4 seconds for Ghost.
Only takes 4. They cheat up on the kickoff. Roldiz with the whiff. That's definitely going to leave the net open there. Hoxer tries to get back, but not able to do so. Cannot get the whiff there, especially not when the opponent is cheating up on the kickoff. But it works out for Ghost, and now they get another one. Memory going to come down through. He goes far down.
Oh my goodness.
He does. Another kickoff goal. 8 seconds for Ghost, and that's 2 goals. They keep this up. They may set some records today.
You can't afford to give your opponents that much space. If a kickoff goal happens, you have to make sure someone is in your net prepared, even if you don't have much boost off the kickoff. You got to have someone there just in case a situation like that happens. Instead, we see 2 quick goals go in before even 10 seconds have passed. this game might be all they need is those 2 goals. They played passively enough, and it hasn't been a good time for Birds and the Bees to try and come back from these sort of situations, especially with how defensive the Ghost roster has been so far. And they already have 2 goals now. It's just going to be a similar situation to the last one. Rolled is Ajax. They need to desperately get a goal here. Denied by Mist in the first minute of play. It doesn't look like things are going to go their way at all, as Mist is able to take this one off the corner.
Well, that's probably about the worst way they could have started, considering how defensive Ghost have played. Because now Ghost, they could just continue to play that style. They don't need any more goals. If they get another shutout, well, I guess it wasn't a shutout, but it may as well have been. But yeah, this is really bad for Birds and the Bees right now. Mist gets himself another goal on the board as Memory puts it up off the backboard, and the Birds and the Bees defense just look lost.
They really do. I mean, it's hard not to be lost at all mentally, and whatever is going through your mind after 2 kickoff goals are scored against you, and you're like, okay, this is potentially the last game. We need to bring it to a game 5, but unfortunately for them, not enough. There is Roldiz, though. He's able to bring things back in their favor. A great touch by him, assisted by Hoxer.
Yeah, that's at least something. There's still a lot of time. That's at least one thing about giving up that lead so early, is there's still tons of time there. Roldiz with a real nice touch to put that on net. Some life here for Birds and the Bees, but I will say they're going to need another one quick. Oh, good block there. They recognized the cheating up on the kickoff, and they cheated up as well and just blasted the Ghost player out of there. That was nice. I really like that.
Yeah, beautiful touch by them to send that one away, but Birds and the Bees, they need to be as aggressive as we were wanting them to be after that last game. Ajax, he has a touch almost off the crossbar and in, but it bounces out, not working in their favor. Double commit, though, pays dividends for Ghosts, as they're able to get it away from their box. Hoxer trying to just let that one go through. Didn't really have enough boost to redirect that himself. Would have been a great touch there. Hoxer, he's going to follow on through, right past Miss. Baits out Illusion. Now just needs to send it forward, trying to get it away from Miss. Ajax touches it down, but it's not going to be enough to push it past the goal line.
Yeah, they're playing a lot better, though, our Birds and the Bees. They're pressuring Ghost. Getting some chances is what they need to do. They've already got 6 shots on the board, but Ghost have saved 4 of them. And now Ghost have pushed themselves back into the offensive end as Birds and the Bees are back on defense. Such an interesting series to me as I see both of these teams play unique styles, really. I'm surprised that Ghost, if I'm being honest, I'm really surprised that they've been able to be as dominant as they have with this style, but it seems to fit playing against Birds and the Bees perfectly. I don't know if they did some sort of scouting, but it's really working out with the way Birds and the Bees play.
Well, we did see Mist play with Memory during the Brawl, which was a tournament run by Lawler, and that's kind of what led to Mist being on the roster for this qualifying tournament. And maybe just the discussions they had there, the chemistry they had, because they did win that tournament itself, led to this coordination we're seeing from Ghost, and it's great to see how well they are performing, but they still need to win this game and win the next series to qualify for Dreamhack Montreal and have the trip paid for. Ajax, he should have set that one down. Roldiz will be there for the follow-up. Now it's just within 1. You mentioned it earlier, plenty of time remaining for them to come back.
Real smart play by Ajax as well. You could tell he was trying to put it behind the defender. He recognized the defender was coming from that left-hand side, so he puts it up and behind as well. Great read and great bounce off, really making it easy for Roldiz to cash in on that. And now with the 1-goal lead, Ghosts have got to be thinking about what they're doing. They're giving up too many chances. There's another one coming through for Hoxer. Can't get the shot on net, but the pressure for Birds and the Bees is still here. Oh, no. Oh!
Wow, what a save on the goal line from Mist. Insane touch off the crossbar and out. I don't even know how that one worked out in the end there, but luckily for Ghost, they're able to prevent the game being tied. Ajax looking for a demo or a bump, but not going to be enough for Birds of the Bees to get the tie game they are vying for.
Doing everything but score right now. They got those 2 goals, and they continue to press. Ghost have got to be sweating. You know they're trying to dry their hands off right now because their palms are sweaty. Can Roldiz complete this hat trick and get his team tied up, maybe push it to overtime. We'll see, Vi, but that's not going to do it. Rolled is, you played so well on offense, but some of these mistouches on defense have been brutal.
3 for 3 for missed on shots and goals. Amazing performance by him so far for Ghost Gaming. Birds of the Bees, they have plenty of shots. 3 for Rolders, 6 for Ajax, and 1 for Hoxer. You think with all that pressure they've been having so far, it would work out in their favor to be in the lead here, but just has not been enough. Luck is not on their side, and neither is the defense. Illusion could have put that through, but unfortunately for him, went off the post. Hoxer taking his time on the approach. You can tell he was just kind of baiting the defense there.
Miss was just sitting there like, yeah, come on, hit it. The clock is on our side. You need 2 goals. We need nothing. So, yeah, that was a brilliant play. I got to tell you, the kickoffs, those kickoffs for Birds and the Bees, this would have been a whole different game if they don't give up those 2 quick kickoff goals.
That's really what did them, and it's just not enough when you have 2 kickoff goals scored against you. And it's a team like Ghost, from what we've seen so far, like not even talking about any of the performances by them previously, them playing as passively as they were, they are in their comfort zone when they have that kind of a lead, especially with not even 10 seconds gone in the game. It was already almost over at that point. Kudos to Birds of Bees for not giving up and still able to put on as much pressure as they did, as many goals as they got, but it's just not enough at the end of the day. Ghost moving on to the lower semifinal, which will be their last matchup to try and qualify for Dreamhack Montreal. But amazing performance all around. It's just Birds of the Bees, they just weren't able to keep up with Ghost.
No, those 2 goals ended up being a killer. You see the 2-goal lead ends up being the amount for victory here for Ghost. So if we don't have those 2 kickoff goals, maybe we're seeing a 2-2 tie and maybe we're going into overtime, but not meant to be. Instead, Ghost have done what they need to do to move forward. Like you said, they will have 1 more match in front of them to determine if they're going to make their way into Montreal and lock themselves in VOD. So we're going to probably take a quick break here, but we're going to maybe check in on some other things too. So guys, don't go anywhere. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. And if you are liking it, stick around because we are going to go for just a second, but we will be right back. This is Rival Esports, and this is Dreamhack Montreal.